Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about Blue Archive after we found out what we found out at the English Weiss Schwarz Conference, and that is Blue Archive is not coming out to English Weiss Schwarz as of yet. It has not been announced. That does not mean in the future it is not coming to English. It just means at this current date, we don't have any expectations that it will. I actually 99% of the way believe it will be coming to English. It'd actually be 100, but I don't ever want to put myself out there and say 100% of the time that'll happen. So on the English Weiss Schwarz side, if you did not see the conference, upcoming titles with dates is Spy Family. That'll be end of January. February, Chainsaw Man. March, Ligorous Recoil. Saikano in April. Remember, there's no signatures in there. Bang Dream. There will be a trial deck and a premium booster box on this calendar, which is interesting enough because Weiss Schwarz put it out after the conference. Bocchi the Rock is showing under coming soon with no date, but it's actually coming out in June. There's been pre-orders already opened up for it. You also have Dengeki Bunko, Ruby, Shana, and 2 versions of Love Live. But again, there is no sort of release right now for Blue Archive, which comes out February 9th. That date is very important. I talked about it on the English Weiss Schwarz Conference if you didn't see that. What you're going to notice here is today is January 20th. And if you remember the date I just said, February 9th, remember that Weiss Schwarz we believed was print to demand. Does that sound like print to demand to you if they're taking pre-orders still and it's going to be released on February 9th? To me, that sounds like they've already printed a bunch of it. I mean, they already came out with this in Rebirth For You. So I would imagine they already have a thought in mind of how much they can sell. Knowing Weiss Schwarz JP, we've seen reprints for Disney 100. We've seen reprints for Hololive 2, and now there's going to be another one for Hoshino. So they are not very scared about doing a reprint. So just keep that in mind that potentially, if you can't get it up front, if you don't pre-order it, if the demand is out there, you may see it pop up in terms of a reprint. Now, I talked about on the last video I did for Blue Archive about the art, and the art looks very fantastic, as you can see right here. I actually think they're super cute. I know why people actually want these, why they enjoy it right there. Just really nice. And it's not, when you take a look at these cards, they're not all like lewd looking stuff. You know, you're not going to see as much of that as you did with Azure Lane. So this you can find out here on X or Twitter. The other thing I mentioned here was more than likely what they're going to be doing is reusing some of the art that we got in Rebirth For You. So if you take a look at this one on the right, you're gonna see this here in Rebirth For You land. This version was an NBP, and that's what they normally do, right? They go and take a non-signature and flip them, depending on what game it is. So as you can see here with Rebirth For You, this is a non-signature version. What you're going to get with Blue Archive inside of this is I was just thinking about this. This is a trial deck SP is what I'm staring at here. And you're gonna see that art on there. So I like the fact that even though they reuse art, they use it in a different way. It's not signature for signature. At the very least, I didn't look at all these different SPs and we didn't get all the releases or previews, reveals, whatever at this point. But what I've been seeing is this is how they handle that. And that normally happens from game to game when they do this. So you'll have all these, look at this art. This art is nice. I like it. It's nice and homey. But this one is your, it looks like a trial deck as well. Yeah, that's a trial deck one. So speaking of trial deck, one of the things that was discussed on the conference was the fact that there is only one trial deck. Right? When you had Azure Lane, there was 4 and there was 4 SPs in each one of them. What you have with this one is 6 versions of SPs. And the problem with that is the fact that you're going to take a lot of effort to actually get it. So imagine this. Normally we see 2 SPs per case. If you actually wanted these SPs in your trial deck, you're going to have a, like, let's say 1 in 6 shot of getting it. And if you know you're only getting 2 in a case, then you, on average, right, you're going to need 3 cases to actually get it. But again, on average means if you get 1 every time, 1 unique one. But more than likely, you're going to get some duplicates, which is going to suck if you're attempting to do that. So, again, if you are going for this in JP World, make sure you put your pre-orders sooner than later. The other thing about that, though, is there's not very many times that I have seen where trial decks get reprinted. So if you actually see a trial deck SP that you want, you're not going to go for the trial decks, like actually pull it yourself, then make sure to pick up the singles. Again, that is not 100%. They could reprint the trial deck if they really wanted to, but do keep that in mind. For me personally, if I wanted Blue Archive, I would wait for English, or if it doesn't ever come out for English, that's no sweat to me. I'll just get a different set because, as you know, as what we have here with the schedule, there is plenty of stuff to actually pick up in the coming months, coming year, coming forever. Because Weiss Schwarz, I don't think is at this point, even though they're taking a little bit of a hit, I think they'll be around for just a little bit longer. And I'm pretty sure there'll be an anime between here and whatever amount of years into the future that I'll be able to use that money for. So if you have any other thoughts on Blue Archive, please let me know down below. As always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside your budget. Have a good one.